Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing great. April Fools, although we're not fooling with any of these top sales that I'm going to talk about. And before we get started, of course, the best way that you guys can support my channel is to like, share, subscribe. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the Monday market report for the week ending March 31st, 2019. And as always, with the Monday market reports, I typically focus on highlighting coins post 1950s, so modern era type coins, coins that have reached new heights in the marketplace, or maybe some that have dropped. And then, there needs to be a little bit more attention to these coins to let you guys know that that is the case. So I know this is a typically post-1950 modern coin type of market report, but I could not put this coin in there, and of course it is the most widely desired coin in the Lincoln Cent series, and it's the 1909S VDB Lincoln Cent. This is you've heard me refer to, certain coins as the King of Kings. Okay, this is the brass ring, the gold trophy, whatever you want to label this coin. This is the coin that everybody looks for in all different types of grades. So to see one sell this past week at its highest and most finest grade is a rarity. Typically, coins like this doesn't pop up just anywhere. Usually they're going to be listed on some prominent auction site, like a Stack's Bowers, or perhaps, a Heritage Auctions, or possibly even Legend Morphe. Those are the three top large auction companies that typically sell and list these type of coins. However, this is an eBay sale, which makes it kind of unique and interesting. Although, no big secret, the person that sold it was David Lawrence, who is, in terms of numismatics, he's one of the top guys for these kind of coins. So let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about this one. All right, again, it's a 09S VDB, Lincoln Wheat Cent. This one graded out at the top grade PCGS Mint State 67 red. This thing's a beauty. There are only 15 in this grade, with none grading finer. All right, so this one right here sold a few days ago on the 26th to the tune of $71,200. Now, that's a huge amount of money. It is effectively one of the more expensive coins in the entire series, but I will tell you, this coin has dropped in value a little bit here in the recent past. I can remember distinctly seeing this coin sell for between $90,000 and $100,000 at one point. I think, coins of this nature here, it's not a love it or leave it type situation, but you're going to see market fluctuations as you do on all various types of coins. But this one is a true classic. So this was an eBay sale. 71 grand. It's a ton of money. Congratulations to the seller and David Lawrence for that one. So as you saw on my little piece of clip art at the beginning of the video, okay, there was a 2017 Lincoln Cent. All right, so it is worth mentioning. By the way, this is kind of like my quote-unquote honorable mention listing throughout the entire week, and it's definitely worth talking about because we would like to know how much some of our most recent coins are worth in the highest possible grades. So this is a PCGS Mint State 68 red. Okay, it doesn't sound all too impressive because this is a coin that traditionally should be high graded anyways, because we're utilizing modern technology. These things are supposed to be absolutely hammered with a fantastic strike and everything like that. But believe it or not, this is the top grade level for a 2017 P. This one sold on Great Collections for $591.75. I mean, it's a nice little chunk of money. One day this coin, because it has the first ever Philadelphia mint mark on there, might surpass $1,000 one day. What makes these coins tough in grades higher than 68 is the overall kind of like finishing quality. And what I mean by that, as some of you have already deduced, because there are people that have you know, searched through many hundreds of dollars in face of this particular coin when it came out. They had lots of spots, okay, and that's due to the rinsing agents that the mint used to wash the planchets pre-strike. All right, so because of those things, we have a lot of coins out there that have these unsightly kind of like, they look almost like a carbon spot. They're very light in color, but they do affect the grade. All right, so I wanted to let you guys know that a 2017 sold for nearly $600. That is the market at this point, but you know, it's a nice looking coin. You know, again, it's going to be a registry set type piece and nothing else. So we're going to jump back on another eBay listing. Okay, and what we have here is probably one of the neatest coins on the list, and that's a 1966 special mint set candy $50. Now, so one extra little tidbit, kind of like a bonus on this coin, is that it is a no FG initial coin. All right, so it's missing the initials on the reverse. And by the way, this is a very well-known cherry picker's guide variety. It's cataloged as FS901. This one graded out PCGS SP68. It is a top grade for this variety. There's only one in 68, so it's not like there's 2, 3, or 4 of them at a 68. This is the only one. So what does the only one of the most well-known varieties go for? Well, this one sold on the 29th for $15,000. Oh my, you have got to be absolutely off your rocker, you know, to get that kind of money for that kind of coin. But you know, it's not even a cameo. You know, it's just a regular special mint set. Probably, you know, it's kind of hard to tell from the photos. But this coin right here is probably more of that satiny business strike look than it is the proof mirrored fields look. So, you know, a tremendous sale. I had no idea that those coins commanded that kind of money, even with the no FG initials. So that's kind of interesting. So there was one tremendous coin that sold on David Lawrence's website. He runs a weekly auction, as does Great Collections. And he sold a absolutely stunning 1963D Franklin $50. This one graded NGC Mint State 67, and guess what? Full split bands. That is a tough feat for this particular date, as a lot of the strikes on these are relatively soft, so you do lose some of those full bell line characteristics on the reverse. Now this one right here exhibits what I like to affectionately call, this is not like a known numismatic terminology, but I call this pizza crust toning. It's more brown and tan in nature, and it usually affects the outer edge of the coin. I know it's kind of weird and kind of you know, just offbeat type of terminology, but yeah, the pizza crust toning is you know, what gives this one quite a bit of originality. I'm glad to see this one hasn't been played with, you know, and what I mean by that, like dipped or, you know, doctored at any one point. Now this one right here sold yesterday for $11,500, and I think the interesting thing to point out is that there was one coin that graded finer. I would imagine it would be a 67 plus. So to see $11,500 hammer on this coin is remarkable. It just goes to show you, the Franklin $50 addicts is what I like to call them, the people that specialize in this particular series. I mean, they pay all the money in the world. And you're going to see a coin, by the way, at the end of this video to help solidify that fact. But a tremendous coin, nonetheless. So we have a few great collections coins I wanted to discuss, and they're all Jefferson nickels. Like, all of a sudden, the Jefferson nickel market is like heating up right now. The first one I'm going to discuss is this beautiful 1962 Jefferson nickel. This one graded out PCGS Mint State 67 with full steps. Another tough date to find with that kind of strike. This one sold for $2,981.25. Now, all of the Great Collections listings ended on the 31st. And I'm going to discuss all the nickels. And then I'm going to give kind of like my umbrella statement off of the 3 nickels. I think you guys will find interesting. So we have this one, and then the next one right here, this one's even bigger yet. This is a 1952 Jefferson nickel. This one graded out PCGS Mint State 66 plus. Well, guess what? Full steps. Another extremely difficult date to find with a relatively strong strike. $5,906.25. Woo! Yeah, and we're not done yet. So the next coin here is a 1951S. Guess what? PCGS Mint State 67 full steps. Yeah, the hits keep on coming. This one sold for $8,156.25. Now, all very interesting, but I wanted to make this overall generalized kind of comment on all 3 coins because I think it's important to kind of discuss it before I see the comments roll in. Like, I think the one big thing that I hear about, and I agree with a lot of you, is that, the steps don't look quite strong all the way across. There's a few nicks. What's up with that? Excuse me. And the thing you gotta realize is that when these coins were produced during the 50s and 60s, okay, the U.S. Mint receives planchets from a third-party company. All right, so the quality of the planchets before the strike, okay, makes all the difference in the world of whether or not these coins are going to look good. Typically, these clean planchets come into the mint before they're used up for coinage. A lot of them are all nicked up, okay, and then a lot of that translates onto the coin. So a coin like on the 62, the 52, and its 51S, if there appears to be a lot of tiny little nicks that are distracting and kind of break up the overall kind of length of these steps, you're not seeing things. That is the norm. Okay, and apparently based off of what I've seen on these 3 listings, this is also kind of like the new standard. Like they are accepting the planchet nicks on the full steps coins. Okay, deep down inside of me, I don't quite agree. It kind of adds some of that extra rarity factor and allure to a Jefferson nickel when they have used an honest, clean planchet before they strike the nickels. It just adds some more of that extra rarity factor, some of that punch in the marketplace. So, I mean, it's nice to see these 3 coins on there, and apparently PCGS, now we could kind of hold them to that standard. We see these coins with these tiny little planchet nicks, and, in a way, all the coins combined, you're looking at $16,000. If it was my money and, money was not an issue, I would probably be a little bit hesitant to spend that kind of money on these 3 coins. But anyways, that's my feelings on it, and that's an honest review on these 3 coins. So we're going to end up on, and the moment I heard about this coin, I needed to watch it, because this one right here, I've known for years as being one of the most difficult Franklin half dollars to find with full bell lines. Okay, this is by far and away the one date that has the absolute abysmal strike ever in modern half dollars. Okay, and it's the 1953S. It's a San Francisco minted Franklin half. This one graded PCGS Mint State 65 plus with full bell lines, and it's CAC certified. All right, important stuff there. I think the one thing that sticks out a lot, other than the full bell lines, is that it is only a mid-pack, mid-state grade, 65 plus. It's not a 66 or a 67, nothing like that. So it really kind of, it's a telling sign that this is a tough date to find with full bell lines and just an overall nice eye-appealing grade. So with all that being said, this one brought home a princely sum of $42,750, which, if you were to do a comparison, that's the kind of money that you would spend on building a pool, all right? Or you could buy a brand new SUV, like a Grand Cherokee, for crying out loud. That's a lot of freaking money for a coin that was probably in a BU roll somewhere. But yeah, that's a crazy sale, and just the overall kind of like comparison of what that money means to a lot of folks. Um, Man, that is so much. It's a down payment on a house. Let's be honest. It's absolutely insane, and there's really not a whole lot to say about that. But this is an important piece out into the market for what is traditionally a busy springtime coin thing. All right, there are more collectors out and about buying this time of year than any other time of the year. So I want to, thank everyone for joining in on the Monday Market Report for the week ending March 31st. Okay, again, it's April Fool's, but there's no fooling in these prices. These are legitimate facts, folks. And, courtesy also goes to Great Collections, David Lawrence, and, the folks at eBay, the two people that listed those coins. Amazing stuff, I'm happy to do the reviews, and you know what? The coin market has never been more healthy.